What do you think about this? What do you think about the power and the role of culture? Well, I think that we are very advanced in terms of science and technology, but in actual fact, I think that we don't really realize how culture, how fundamental culture is. It's at the basis of everything. If we ask our politicians, what is culture? They're not able to reply. They have very vague ideas about culture. They think, oh yes, a show or an exhibition. But in actual fact, culture is part of everything in our society, including art, the ability to invent, to create, to organize. But even when you organize, or you, for instance, you set up a company, that is a creative act. And that type of creativity requires a certain amount of responsibility. So culture, by means of creation, can be spread over a great variety of different sectors. Now, apart from the episode you've just mentioned, I was also very struck by what happened in Bamyan, in Afghanistan. The two the two statues of Buddha were destroyed. Now, I'm not a Buddhist, but I believe that they represented a culture, a, a way of thinking. They were two expressions of spirituality. And this happened back in 2001, in the month of March. In September, the Twin Towers came down in New York. So culture was attacked first, and then the politicians. These people have a much better idea of what culture is really all about, better than we do. They know that with this sort of operation, they acquire basic authority, a basic form of power, which they can build. They can take over the whole social system on the basis of that foundation. Art, the ability to create, is very important in architecture as well. If you destroy architecture, you destroy a civilization, because architecture represents a civilization. So that gesture included all sorts of things. So we're talking not just about an art which is art for the pleasure of producing art. We're talking about art which is part of our reality. We're talking about people who lived and worked and acted. We're talking about a living experience. So the architectural monument bears testimony to a period of our history. And it therefore represents chunks of human life. So by attacking, by destroying a statue, a sculpture, you're actually destroying human life. And that is what is so dreadful. And as an artist, I believe that it is necessary for art to take up a central role once again, to build bridges between individuals, to forge human relationships, which can then in turn become the economy and can become part of our society. So as an artist, I did not confine my artistic efforts to producing an object, but I began to think that my production needed to be subdivided into different types of products affecting different types of social life. So in Biella, the city of art, I created the City of Art. I started off with a University of Ideas. Young people who come from all corners of the earth, and they come to work on a particular project, which is to make art available to all facets of our society, the economy, labor, fashion, all different facets. Now, I see here, we'll be talking about this afterwards, I see this third paradise.